A week into the new year, China's bid to dominate the new century is struggling. The Communist Party is firefighting on many fronts, from a new virus outbreak to Taiwan and Hong Kong. Let's tell you all about China's growing problems. First, to the Wuhan virus. It's not gone. No matter what Xi Jinping says, no matter how big Wuhan's New Year party is, there is a fresh outbreak in Hebei. We told you about that yesterday. One city of 11 million people was put under lockdown. Now another city is being sealed. Qingdai has gone into lockdown. It's a city of 7 million people. So far, 9 confirmed cases have been found there, but millions of residents have been banned from leaving. Movement of people and vehicles is being controlled. Highways have been closed and mass testing is underway. More than 200 fresh cases were reported this week from Hebei, the same province that's home to Wuhan, the original epicenter. Testing is underway in other cities of the province too. In fact, citizens are being encouraged to spy on each other. That's how China operates. Reports say authorities in Nangong are offering cash, 500 yuan or $77 for reporting anyone who has not been tested. They've also issued a New Year warning. Chinese authorities have asked citizens to not make what they call unnecessary trips. The Lunar New Year is upon us. That time of the year when millions of Chinese citizens travel back to their hometowns. It's called the largest human migration of a year. And the same event last year contributed to the spread of the Wuhan virus. Many local governments have issued orders this year. The China State Railway is issuing refunds for any train tickets bought before Thursday. Beijing has banned large-scale celebrations. Residents are being asked to postpone weddings, to simplify funerals, to reduce gatherings. Clearly, China is trying to avoid another embarrassment, because its claims of defeating the Wuhan virus just keep falling flat. A new report is out now. It says around 168,000 people were infected by the virus in Wuhan. At least 2/3 of those infections were asymptomatic. Now, these are the numbers for Wuhan. Do you know how many cases China has reported officially? Less than 97,000. This is according to the Johns Hopkins tracker. These latest revelations claim that Wuhan alone had well over 1 lakh infections, but China gives the entire country's figures to be less than 1 lakh. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The numbers from China are unreliable, fudged. It should not come as a surprise that China is now reporting more local infections. It is fighting a new outbreak and trying to evade a backlash in a new battleground. I'm talking about Beijing's fight against Alibaba, more specifically its founder Jack Ma. China is now censoring the coverage on the crackdown. Reports say Beijing has issued orders to the propaganda arm of the Chinese government. The instructions are very specific and clear. Stick to the official line, do not make any changes, no extended analysis without permission, any rebuttals from the company will not be published, foreign media reports will not be carried. What has made Beijing so paranoid? Apparently, China believes the Jack Ma case is now politically sensitive. That's the term they've used. Investors and entrepreneurs are concerned. They fear the new regulations are more political in nature, more about, quote-unquote, showing the tech billionaire who the ultimate boss is. So Beijing could be trying to control the narrative here, just like it's trying to control the narrative in Hong Kong. Earlier this week, China rounded up more than 50 pro-democracy activists in Hong Kong. On Thursday, the United Nations expressed concern over the situation in Hong Kong. The Human Rights Office demanded an immediate release of the activists. Chinese diplomats at the UN shot back with a statement. Let me quote. Regrettably, by reversing the right and wrong and distorting human rights, the UN Human Rights Office bolsters criminal suspects and covertly supports their criminal offences and turns itself to accomplice of the anti-China forces and disruptors in Hong Kong. This is a grave violation of the UN Charter, an outright breach of the Human Rights Office's mandate as a UN body. In Beijing, the wolf warriors are fighting America. The United States, by the way, has threatened sanctions over the arrests in Hong Kong. Guess how Beijing has responded? By comparing the riots on the US Capitol with the peaceful protests of Hong Kong.
It's a scene that feels familiar. However, the reactions of some people in the US, including media, were portrayed differently. It was mentioned that radical demonstrators in Hong Kong violently stormed the Hong Kong Legislative Council building in July 2019. They wantonly damaged the facilities of the Legislative Council, used toxic powders and liquid on the police, and even bit a policeman's fingers and stabbed them with knives. Yet the Hong Kong police maintained a high degree of restraint and professionalism, and none of the demonstrators died.
America remains undeterred by that statement. The United States plans to send a strong message to China next week when American ambassador to the UN, Kelly Craft, will travel to Taiwan. This will be a high-profile visit where Kelly Craft will meet Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph Wu and the President, Tsai Ing-wen. Beijing said today that America is playing with fire.
We urge the US to stop interfering in China's internal affairs, harming China's interests and undermining China-US relations. China will take all necessary measures to firmly safeguard its sovereignty and security interests, and the US will pay a heavy price for its wrongdoings.
This is a bold move by America. By sending its UN ambassador, it plans to draw the attention of the global body to Taiwan. During her visit, Kelly Craft is likely to bring up the issue of Taiwan's UN membership. It looks like China's headaches are only set to grow. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.